Hello and welcome to the Manifestation Mastery video course series. So, we've got a lot of things that we're going to be discussing. We're going to be focusing on what has been missing from what you have been taught manifestation is. We're going to be looking into the connection between the law of attraction and the law of manifestation. And I'm going to be sharing with you how the things that are most important, that the really nuts and bolts techniques connected to manifestation have been missing from what you've been taught. And the way to understand that is to understand what the law of attraction really is and what the law of manifestation really is and how these two laws come together. When you understand how to bring these two laws together, just use some very simple techniques and understandings about how the universe works and how manifestation works, that you really can create your dreams simply by thinking about them. You can manifest things instantly. But there's a few things that we need to do. We need to understand what the process of manifestation is. So I'll be sharing with you a lot of my understanding that I've learned from master shamans from different parts of the world throughout my my studies and my practice. And I'm going to be revealing to you also the hidden techniques in the law of manifestation that are being hidden from you. There are teachers out there, some of whom don't know any better, and they don't understand what the law of manifestation is, so they leave this part out. But there are teachers out there who know what these very simple shamanic techniques are, and they are choosing to omit them from their teaching. And the reason why they're not teaching you what the law of manifestation is and how it interlocks with the law of attraction is because if you really learn to master this, you won't need to keep coming back to them month after month, year after year. Okay? So I'm going to be sharing that with you. So this is just an introduction. So why am I doing this series? Well, this is something that I personally have been very interested in and I've been working on and teaching for decades now. And I am still learning and I am growing and I'm very hungry to learn the secrets of manifestation from a shamanic perspective. For those of you who know, you know that I have trained with teachers from all over the world in some extremely powerful disciplines. And there is a specific technique that I learned while studying esoteric Taoist mysticism, which was really about immortality. But what I found by practicing it is that it taught you how to manifest your desires. And so I've really been very interested in uncovering the rules, the science behind how the universe responds to your intentions and creates what it is that you want. And so I've written a few books about it on different subjects. So I'll give you what those resources are in time. But for right now, why am I doing this? Recently, I did a video which I uploaded to YouTube, which is no longer there because YouTube took it down. And in that video, I analyzed what was being taught by someone who is perhaps the most popular law of attraction teacher that is out there today. Now, I am not looking to cause any more problems with anybody, so I'm not going to give you her name. I'm sure you can figure out who it is. It is a woman who claims to channel a male entity, and she uses his name as her first name and her name as her last name. I'm sure you know who it is. And so I became aware as I was continuing with my work, and not only my studies, but my actual personal practice, I started coming to some very different conclusions about what the law of attraction is and what manifestation is. And I saw where things lined up, and then I saw where there were some huge gaps, and in some cases, people were being taught the exact opposite of what is needed in order to be able to manifest. And so I made a video about this, and I quoted her because I wanted to be truthful. I didn't want to misinterpret what she was saying. So I took her quotes verbatim. And I don't know how many quotes I used. I used numerous quotes from her and from other people that followed her. And then I started to break down where it was mistaken. Now, in that video, I gave her the benefit of the doubt. And I said that here's where she's mistaken. Now, bear in mind, I used her name, I used her quotes, I quoted her verbatim, did that so that I would not misrepresent her. And then I shared my opinion. You know, I'm just some guy with a small channel on YouTube. I'm not this, you know, at least not at the moment I'm saying this, I'm not this millionaire law of manifestation teacher. I don't go on cruises and offer $10,000, you know, cabins on a ship to take a cruise with me. I don't have thousands and millions of people coming to seminars today. I was just some guy who's on the internet, and here's my opinion about this. Now, I must have struck a nerve because she came back to me, and according to YouTube, her company specifically complained about my video and said that I had violated her copyright law. And so for that reason, she wanted YouTube to take my video down. Now, because I had done that video on, I believe it was a live question and answer streaming, they also banned me from doing live streaming YouTubes for 90 days. Now, that's a big deal to me because that's where the majority of my business comes from. It comes from me doing those live Q&As and from me advertising my products and my services. So that hit me close to home there. My first reaction was that I was going, you know, I got angry and I was like, okay, I'm going to come after you. And I, you know, was going to find ways to come after her without violating her or breaking any laws and all that. And I was going to make a big stink about it. And I thought about it and I said, you know, that doesn't serve me any. You know, the universe sends me little, you know, little instructions on how to be more prosperous and successful like this. And so what it did is it motivated me because then I realized that she obviously had some agenda to keep people from knowing what I was teaching. Because what did it do? It could potentially cut into her business, her bottom line, her dollars. And so the best way to do that was to shut me up. And so now I am on a mission because I believe that the missing pieces of the law of attraction and the law of manifestation, and more importantly, the outright contradictory teachings that are taking you away from mastering this, I believe is harmful. And so I believe that this information needs to get out and people need to know this. So that built a fire underneath me, and now I'm going to go all out and really teach you guys what I've learned about manifestation. And again, what I've learned is that you can intend your reality. But in order to do that, you have to understand what the law of attraction is, what the law of manifestation is, how they work together, and you need to understand some specific techniques. And there's one very powerful technique that overrides all of them, and we're going to get into all of that. So let's do some, let's do some review. What is the law of attraction? The law of attraction, as it is being presented, is that your thoughts, intentions, and feelings create a vibration. And that vibration goes out, and all the things associated with that vibration then sort of ride on that vibration and come back to you. Very simple. What you think is what you get. What you feel is what you get. What you intend is what you get. Now, you need to understand that thoughts, feelings, and intentions are three completely different things. And I'm here to tell you that while it is true, there is some truth to that your Thoughts will create a vibration that will attract things on the level of those thoughts. Your feelings will create an energetic vibration which will open up and connect you to things on that level. There's some truth to that. So your thoughts and your feelings and your intentions, definitely. Now, thoughts and feelings are passive. You have limited control over your thoughts and limited control over your feelings. In some cases, it will be virtually impossible for you to get a thought out of your head or to get a feeling out of your mind or your body. Your intentions, on the other hand, are fully, completely the result of an internal action that you take. You intend something. The first two are passive. The third one is not. And it's really your intentions that you need to be focusing on. And one of the things that the law of attraction teaches is that your feelings are most important. And again, I'm not quoting anybody verbatim, but I can tell you, you can do your own research. Go and listen to these law of attraction teachers, the big ones, even just your average one on the internet, and they're going to focus a lot on feelings. And so what they're going to teach you to do is to change your feelings or to focus on positive, happy feelings. And as long as you can focus on positive feelings, those feelings will create a vibration. And then they'll talk about how powerful feelings are. And they'll give you the impression that feelings are the most important thing. But they misunderstand how thoughts, feelings, and intentions go together. So first, let's break those down. Thoughts are a reaction. Every time you have a thought about something, it is a reaction to some stimulus. If you're walking down the street and you see an attractive person walking towards you, you will have a thought about, wow, that person is really attractive. You will then have a feeling. If you're attracted to that person, you will have a feeling, and you may have this strong emotional attraction to them. You may want, wow, I wish I could go on a date with that person, or whatever your feeling is. And then comes the intention. At that point, you have a choice to decide what your intention is. You can decide to discard that feeling and go, yeah, there's plenty of attractive people, but I'm married, so I'm not going to. Or you can say, wow, I've got to get her number. And then you have an intention. Your intention is to go and get her number. So those are three different things. Your thoughts are a reaction to stimulus. You can also have thoughts that recur about past things or about future things. You know, if somebody harmed you in the past in your experience, you may have a thought about, so, these kinds of people do this. I just had, an interaction with somebody, I won't get too deep into it, but I had an interaction with somebody on my channel who's like this, who had come to a conclusion about a certain group of people, and this person had a blanket statement for these group of people, and, these people are mean to you, they're always mean to people like me and all that. So we talked about it, and I said, I have a completely different experience, and, so that person has a thought that reoccurs to them based on a past experience. There's a certain group of people out there, this person has a negative reaction to those people because of a past experience. So things that happen in the past create a stimulus. So an unresolved issue, that keeps creating a thought. Now, once you have that thought, you may have a feeling associated. Anger, fear, resentment, happiness, doesn't matter what it is. You might remember, when you were 4 years old and your mom gave you, something for Christmas, you might have a happy feeling. You might have a happy thought. But you're responding to the stimulus of something. You may have a physical pain in your body. That'll create a thought. Maybe you start thinking about different diseases, and so you have thoughts about, whatever. Some horrible disease. That's a thought, is a reaction to a stimulus, physical pain. These are just examples. Thoughts are reactions. Now, you do have some control over that. You can choose to manufacture thoughts about things if you want. You do have some control, but you can't always change your thoughts. Your thoughts are just simply your reactions, and you can't live without reacting to things. Same with your emotions. Your emotions are simply reactions. You can have sadness, happiness, anger, resentment, glee. You can have all kinds of feelings about things, but you can then decide what you want to do with those feelings. But the truth is, you don't really have any control over your thoughts or your feelings. Virtually no control over them. You only have control over what you choose to do about them. And even that, sometimes you don't have a lot of control over that, because you might be so overwhelmed by thoughts and feelings that it dictates your actions. But of the three, the only thing that you have control over is your intention. You could have a feeling towards something and then choose to have an intention that goes directly opposite that feeling. It'll take more willpower to do it, but you can do it. Most people tend to just create intentions after they react. An emotion makes them, somebody has like this guy has a bad experience with a group of people. He has a bad feeling about it, a bad thought, and then he creates an intention of, I'm going to show them, or I'm going to avoid them, or that's his intention. He's just responding, knee-jerk, just like an animal. He's not really thinking like a human. He's just responding out of his thoughts and his feelings. You can choose to do something different. So this is just an introduction. So we're going to be talking about the law of attraction, which, as I've just pointed out, is the theory that your thoughts and your feelings create a vibration, which then brings to you whatever that vibration is connected to. And the law of attraction people will tell you, if you have happy feelings, you will attract happy things. If you have negative feelings, you will attract negative things. And so I'm here to say, first off, that is a dangerous thing to teach somebody. Because what it does is it creates a shame loop where, as I said, you don't have control most of the time over your thoughts and your feelings. And if you've got some trauma in your life, you've had some experiences that have a lot of negative feelings associated with it, you're not going to be able to just filter out all those negative feelings. And so if you're being taught that you have to be thinking and feeling positive all the time, otherwise you're going to attract negativity, all that's going to do is create more negative thought, because if somebody can't control their normal human reaction to negative experiences, then they have only one choice, which is to feel guilty, or to feel less than, or to be worried. Oh my gosh, I'm having a negative feeling. Am I going to create something negative out of this? And then people get lost in that. So that's really destructive. But the most destructive aspect is it's just simply not 100% true. Your feelings by themselves are not going to always attract what they're associated with, because if they did, that would mean that every time you get angry and you have a thought about, I wish that person would die, there'd be dead people all over. I wish that car wasn't on the road, the car would crash. If that were true, every single thought and feeling, negative thought and feeling, would be manifested, and that just isn't the case. The same is true for the positive. Just because you have a positive feeling, that positive feeling isn't necessarily going to manifest. So this is a very dangerous teaching, and we're going to get into that. Now let's talk about the law of manifestation. So the law of attraction says that you attract things. Now people confuse attraction with manifestation. Manifestation is your intentions creating your reality. And remember, thoughts and feelings are in one category, intention is in the other. So really the law of manifestation is about the law of intention. Now, again, if we go on the surface level, what you intend is what you create. Of course, that is true. But obviously, there are times when you can't simply intend something and manifest it. Then we need to start to understand the deeper levels of being programmed on an unconscious level. We need to understand on a deeper level what this process is, how life force energy is employed in intending your reality. And this is what shamanism is about. This is why shamans are seen as these magical beings who can, bend the laws of reality. What they've done is that they have mastered intention. And specifically, what shamans do that the average person does, let me be very clear about this. The average person can be a master manifestor without understanding the shamanic understanding of life force energy. And there's all and we'll be talking about how to do that just by using your own human ability to intend and manifest. But shamans take it one step further. They have understood how life force energy works, what life force energy is, how life force energy is connected to thoughts, feelings, and intentions. They've also learned how to take this life force energy and use it to increase their ability to intend. This is what shamanic rituals are all about. This is what mantra is all about, spells, ceremonies. All of these things are designed to manifest or to harness life force energy and then use it combined with intention. And that's when things get really powerful. Okay? But you don't even have to do that. You don't have to be a master shaman to learn how to manifest. And I'm going to teach you some very simple ways. We're going to be talking about the science of it and some practical things behind it. So the bottom line, the reason why I'm doing this is because I'm really grateful that that person targeted me and had my video taken down and had me lose my live streaming on YouTube for 90 days. I'm really grateful that she did that because it really lit a fire underneath me to say, hey, this is information that people need to get to. They need to be able to know this, and I can guarantee you, if you're able to absorb the concepts, if you're able to understand what these laws really are, and if you're able to follow my directions, you will be able to manifest everything that you want in life. Guaranteed. So we're going to get into that. So that's what this is all about. So welcome. If you haven't already done so, please go to thunderwizard.com. When you get on that page, go over and sign up for the Manifestation Mastery course. Then go on to the thunderwizard.com YouTube channel and subscribe there. Then go on to my website, courses.thunderwizard.com, and click on all of those links so you can see all of the resources that are available to you. And as we go on, I will be recommending specific resources for you to use. Okay? So again, I guarantee you, if you're able to understand and absorb all of these concepts, and if you're able to follow my directions, my simple step-by-step directions, you will be able to manifest everything that you desire. All right. Talk to you later.